And we're going to start, this is Melanie Francis Past Life Cards, and she's Swear Tarot on TikTok, and she's Mystical Oracles on Etsy. So this is her past life deck. And I want to just draw just one right now. So we're going to shuffle these up. Bartender. Okay, this is the archetype that you've got going on. Bartender. Some of the gifts as a bartender would have is one makes a difference in the world, is friendly and compassionate, and motivated by personal goals. There's a fear of failure. Sometimes there's a challenge in communicating with others. It's either really good or it's really off, and kind of doesn't set boundaries well. So, all right, these are some of the things that are just up with this archetype. People you barely knew helped you and gained your trust. Interesting. All right, we start next here. Now this is the Ina Segal Healing Cards Oracle. All right. The El Qui Oracle, the She-Who Oracle cards. Okay, different than I thought. All right. Let's get a few more. This we've got the information off of. We're moving it. I need the space. This is Sacred Something Oracle, which is of no help, but I can find it later. The Lantern Oracle here, and then we'll start throwing tarot. Five across the bottom, I'm getting here. Fiercely independent. Starting there. Okay. The archetype was the bartender. It may not be that you were exactly that, but it could be that you exactly were. This is the things that we can let you know. You have She Who Prepares, Zenith. And this is Formulate, Strategize, Devise, and She Who Hopes, Renee. And this is Love, Hope, and Relationships. These are the She Who's. These are almost two extreme polar opposites. I don't know if they can see those well. Can they?
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful deck.
Can't see the font or the...
Can you see the person?
Oh, yeah.
This one hopes and kind of is reactive. This one, fucking proactive warrior. There's a sway that goes back and forth from there. You have in the world and not of the world on this one. And then free from judgment and free to love. This doesn't come till later in your life. We'll get to that. Okay. We have wishful expectations and accountability coming up as the lessons from the Lantern. This is a little bit of insight as to what kind of challenge you. The wishful expectations, it says acknowledge the smoke and mirrors game. Acknowledge that for what it is in your life and what they are. This is something that you played a lot. There's a recovery that was huge, a loss of some sort that was huge. And then you have accountability, responsibility, the gift of love, and the gift to be vulnerable to others. I don't think you mastered it in that lifetime. I think you worked on it heavy and hard, but that's what these are. The Healing Oracle says procrastination, hole in the soul, rejection, dreams. This is youth here. This is later. I think you had a really big heartbreak. Big heartbreak. Big. So I think you put off accountability quite a lot in that previous time. You'd rather solve somebody else's problems or listen to their problems, like a bartender would, than take on your own. You would be distracted easily. You had enough comfort in your life, you're okay, but it's like this hole in the soul. It wasn't just about the hole in the soul for you. This is a really graphic card. You lost somebody, and it felt that brutal to you to have this loss. I'm not sure if it was that way for them. 1 second. It may have been. It's like a shell-shocked feeling afterwards. The Ten of Pentacles, the family gathers around you, but you're shell-shocked after this. Somebody was lost. Now, this lost somebody is, this isn't a family member. This is somebody that you loved, like a romantic love that you lost. I think you became really independent, took care of yourself as far as your own needs, and put a lot under the rug. Like, just didn't acknowledge it, saw other people's things. You could pay your own bills, you could do your own stuff, but you wouldn't let people close. This is a shell shock effect. This is a barrier. So the dreams that you had when you were young, the hope and the optimism that was there, you won't allow that in at this particular stage in that past life. You stayed single for quite a long time after this first. Like, this is when the love of your life gets lost early on and you just never get over it. That's what it feels like.
It may sound weird, but my best dog ever, Ditto, matches this loss.
Yeah. Just because it's Ditto and it's coming through as a lesson from your dog doesn't mean that it isn't something that you're repairing. If it's something that's carried over from the past life till now, and you're getting it, hopefully it feels like a lesser degree with your dog than with your person, whoever this was here. This could be the time in which you heal it. The Four of Pentacles now. Queen of Pentacles here, she's going to take care of her own. Four of Pentacles thinks they aren't going to ever want to share, never going to share. They're going to be minimizers. And then the Ten of Cups. This is still the hopes and aspirations of what you wanted. Let's break out some more tarot on this. I want to see what's going on. We're going to the ghosts. Ghost tarot I like on the past life reads. This is definitely a haunting, a lingering, a desiring for something, but the hole in the soul that was caused there, the person you lost. My goodness. Okay, let me see if I've got that right. Okay, what I'm getting is, as I start pulling these, I almost always go to these with past lives to elaborate, to get more information. As I grab these up, I'm seeing rejection at 13. I think this was at age 13. Now, this would be back a few hundred years ago when people at 13 were like hitting their stride. People only lived to be 45, 60 maybe. It seems like very young to be romantically swept up. And in our culture now, it might be the hormones turn on, you know, but this feels like very, very young crush, young love. He's 3 years older. I look at this, he's 3 years older. It's like you were 13, he's 16. There's just a little bit of age difference. Now, don't put our society's age requirements and stuff across this, because it feels like very young teen love, very young, but doesn't mean it wasn't significant. It didn't need to be star-crossed. It was just felt. It was just there. It's like you would have grown up in the same town with this person. You would have seen this person a lot as growing up together. And it would have been something that was acknowledged, like, you know how people say high school sweethearts? This would be like sweethearts from grade school and then on. It was just like that much of a click. The Fool comes in, and maybe people think it's folly for you to feel that way or so gooey about him. Like, What do you know? You're just a young girl. You don't know much. You haven't got life experience much. But sometimes back then, people had life experience enough that they would, they would marry, or they would start courting and be very serious at this age. And it felt huge. Part of the reason it felt so huge is because of youth. Yeah, he was your hero, full on your hero. You were ready for new adventures, new love to go together. You were ready. There was total, complete, like, let's go. There was not a thought in your head that it could ever be taken or challenged or lost or gone. There was such naiveness. This is the Fool coming through here strong. And here's the hero of the 9. Yeah. You totally were all in. This other person was all in. You were ready, ready, ready. He was like your hero guy. We're getting the Knight of Cups here. And you see in the image here, you see the knight on the horse, but you barely see him there. The cup is already lost. It's really young time to lose a cup. It's really like you'd be carrying the cup, questing the Holy Grail, and it's over. Game over before it starts. Jeez, that's so sad. Knight of Wands here. This talks more of the event of the loss. This talks more of the surrounding energy around you. This is guardianship here. Knight of Wands is usually the one that charges here, there, everywhere with his head cut off. It's anchored in, energetically anchored in. Look at this. This is a reflection of you in your youth before he would have gone off. He will in this life, in this sense, he would be present until the day you died. He would be guardian, act as guardian angel in some sort of way until the day you died. There was an utter longing for him that didn't get filled, so you were extreme one way or the other, and you got independent, you hardened your heart, you took care of your own business, but you didn't allow people close that were like relationship, no.
What should I take from this being past life?
This is not so much an unrequited love, it's it will affect how you grieve now. It will affect how hard things hit. It will affect when you get over involved too fast and you have pie in the sky thinking about relationships and illusions. You were very young when you got this, when you were in this love situation, and then the loss was so big, you were devastated. It doesn't mean you have to go through this life devastated, but realize what it is that you procrastinate about when you're in relationship in this life. Realize what it is that you feel like you want filled, the need that you feel like you need to have met, because you're not meant to have this be a longing and there forever empty, and it's not meant for someone else to fix or fill that either. You had really, really happy childhood dreams, foolish childhood dreams about this, and it's just like, it was so ideal. It was like, if he would have lived, you guys would have had the happily ever after, the storybook, everything. It's what you totally thought you were on track for. Now, often there's a soldier that goes off and something befalls and something happens, because even if you got like an injury to your leg, if you were a soldier back then, you could get infection and die easy. There's no, real medicine back there.
I've stayed single because of knowing not matching what is right.
I think that if you cross paths with somebody that you feel this about, that it feels like this is that person, you have to make room in your heart for that. Your loss of your dog in your current life, you have such unconditional love and devotion from pets, right? That's the nature of dogs. So dogs we tend to adore, and they tend to adore us, and is great, but it's a safe risk, right? It's unconditional love, but it's not the same relationship.
Crazy you said leg, because I broke my femur in 2nd grade.
Oh. Yeah. that kind of break, if that kind of break would have happened to your person back in this time, it wouldn't have helped. It's like you carry this absence with you rather than carrying the lesson. And the lesson is, you can love that big, you can love that fierce, you can love that strong. It can be there for you, and you're deserving of it. You didn't ever question that before this took place. So you listen to other people's stories about love, other people's relationship, other people's stuff in the bartender mode. You listen, you observe, and you see, yet you still don't want to risk. You still hold back on the heart. All right, let's see what else we got here in the tarot regarding this. I want to pull it forward. Hang on, different deck. We're pulling it really modern now. So we're going from back here to current. And if we need to go in between, we'll go in between. Building up a callous to a person or a relationship, building up a closeness to a relationship doesn't stop you from pain. It just leaves you lonely. It leaves you feeling rejected, abandoned, leaves you feeling left out. It doesn't need to be so for you. Now this is sweet. This is sweet. And usually if I see the Knight of Cups, it's player, player, lady, slayer. It's like, no. The big love is coming towards you. The big love wants to be present. You have to make room to invite it in again. This is the Knight of Cups. This is as Romeo as it gets. It's shown in a very clear Romeo aspect. He might not look like this, but we would all recognize this as somebody that's, trying to get us in a romantic relationship and be involved and wants to, be romantic. In current time, we would all recognize this. This is big love. You hold the power in your hand to offer this, to uncover that cup and open up. You hold the power in your hand regarding the coins. It's not that you have to be in this relationship for security. You want to go where there is reward for the heart.
Definitely hits home.
You're used to the daily grind. There's been usually this is moon cycles, like months. This feels like there's been years where your heart has been on ice. It could be these are representing years in the current life, and it could be that these are representing different lifetimes that you've done this pattern with this person. The Hermit. This is you on your own, just kind of waiting, doing your own thing. Yes, you have your light. Yes, you have your soul growth. You're doing good. It's not like you're doing anything wrong, but you have to make room for others to be there. You can't stay up in the Hermit's cave forever. You just can't. It's too isolating. And I don't think it's what's intended for you. So let's see if I'm gonna get Blue Edge deck. 1 second. Blue Edge deck, same deck. I'm just looking at this particular love of your life. I mean, we have different loves, different soulmates, different experiences. But I'm asking about this particular person. Where is he in relationship to you now? Is he in this lifetime with you now? Fuck yeah. Yes! Fuck yeah. Queen of Cups is the one that summons love like nobody's business. She calls forward love. She manifests love. She has the cup where she's hidden it and reflects on the lessons of loss. Then she opens up again. She summons it forward. Who does she call forward? Oh, the divine counterpart, the King of Cups. He's waiting. He's waiting for the summoning. He's waiting for her to open up. He's waiting for her to quit being so harsh on herself, to let herself be true to herself and her desire to have more loving. Not that it's all about tying your hopes and dreams up with him, but you can't just push the world back because you don't want to risk. This is take a chance, take a risk. And then the teamwork and the growth that comes together, the interweaving of the lives,
You can't make this up.
No, it is green light, babe. It is green light time. It's woven together. It's like, okay, it is time. I don't. This is complete. He is walking the earth. Currently, you are trying to summon him towards you. Get out of your way with expectations and judgments or decisions that you're not worthy of it, or you don't deserve, or it never works out for you, or it's never going to happen for me, it happens for everybody else. All that bullshit has to be left behind. You've paid your dues lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You've paid your damn dues. So let that go. Be vulnerable. Open your heart. Warts and all. Be to thine own self be true. It means showing up without your makeup sometimes. It means, whatever is the baggage or the nonsense or whatever, be willing to be sharing the load. To be willing to be 1,000% real you and 1,000% them, real being them. And you're not there to change each other. You're just there to bask in each other's energy.
Thank goodness.
I love this. I love this. Get out of your own way. That's what you need to do for the next little bit. Just start opening up. Start being a little bit more vulnerable and being truer to yourself. That's where you're going to feel most vulnerable. Let your guard down a little bit. Not in a stupid way. You were naive then. You're not naive now. Let your guard down a little bit. That's what I got for you. And this says free from judgment, free to love. That's what this one says. And in the world, not of the world. How many lifetimes did you do that? You're in the world. You can be part of what's going on again. That's what I got for you.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Wow. That's insanely good. Okay. I forgot completely the other question.
All right, I'll get it.